The following is a feature presentation of SVGN, the Sports Video Game Network.
The Lone Star State, that's what they call the state of Texas, but on Thanksgiving, it's not so lonesome. And the Dallas Cowboys, well, they definitely know what it means to be a star. After all, not only is it on their logo, but they've been a star since the 1960s. And they've been a star on Thanksgiving since 1966, which is when they began their tradition of playing every game on Thanksgiving every year, alongside the Detroit Lions, who we saw earlier. And the Cowboys, well, they're taking on a team that for them, they're hoping this game will be a slice of pumpkin pie, the New York Giants. But will the Giants let them get away with an easy win? I don't know if they will. Welcome everybody to our second of our Week 13 Games of the Week here on SVGN, the Sports Video Game Network. Hello everybody, I am your host and broadcaster Joe, and let me just say happy Thanksgiving to all. I hope you're enjoying Thanksgiving, whether you're around your family or your friends, whoever it is that you spend Thanksgiving with. Even if you just spend Thanksgiving with your pets, I hope you enjoyed whatever it is you had for Thanksgiving meal. And speaking of a meal, the Dallas Cowboys, they are hoping to feast on what might be a lame duck of a team, actually, in the form of the New York Giants. These two teams have had a bitter rivalry for a long time, but the New York Giants have been struggling in recent years. They have not been doing well, and that is not an exception this year. Despite the fact that they won last week against the Buccaneers, the Giants are actually 2-8, and in fact they were on a 7-game losing streak to start the season before they finally got a win in Week 9. Funnily enough, a similar thing happened last year to the New York Giants, where they got off to a big losing streak before they finally won their first game around Week 10, if I remember correctly. And the team that they beat back then? The Dallas Cowboys. That's right, the Cowboys are hoping that this game, they do not want to repeat the same mistakes they made last year. And also, they don't want to make the same mistakes they made last year on Thanksgiving against the Washington Commanders, playing against the New York Giants. We talked during the Bears-Lions game about how that game had been played 11 times before today on Thanksgiving. Well, the Giants and Cowboys rivalry, not as much. That's only been played 2 other times before today, and both those times were victories by the Cowboys, once in 1992 and then again in 2022. But the Giants, you know what they say about the third time, it's the charm, and they're hoping that it'll be the charm today. For now, if we take a look at the NFC East standings, the Dallas Cowboys are currently the second place team, but they're only second because Philadelphia has the tiebreaker, and Philadelphia only has the tiebreaker because of the fact they have the division lead. That, and I believe the Eagles did win against the Dallas Cowboys. Yes, they did. And Dallas, well, they want to try and get back that lead after winning the division last year. Meanwhile, the Giants, they could, with a few things going their way and some especially needed help, they could still get into the playoffs, but at 2-8, very unlikely. But at least they're not the Commanders, who are at 2-9, which is not good for Washington. Meanwhile, if we take a look at the NFC playoff standings, this is more so for Dallas to show them what's at stake. They're at 6-4. They're tied with the Packers. The Packers only have that 6th seed because of strength of victory over the Dallas Cowboys. The strength of victory right now for the Packers is a 484, whereas Dallas is a 468. So Dallas needs to get this win to get into the playoffs. Right now they're on the outside, hoping to get in. And they would need a little bit of help too, with maybe the Miami Dolphins winning today, and then both teams going, even if both teams won out, Dallas would still get the victory. Also, don't forget that Dallas not playing Green Bay this year, which is a rare sight to see. But they did play last year. The Packers did eliminate them in the playoffs last year. Will the Dallas Cowboys be able to stay alive in the NFC race? That is the question we will see going into the rest of the season. For now, though, we're going to take a small break, and when we come back, we'll take you down to AT&T Stadium. And here we are at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. The Giants going to call heads. It is heads. They will elect to return this catch. And that will be Brandon Aubrey, who will kick it for Dallas. Meanwhile, Gunnar Olszewski is going to be returning for the Giants. They'll take it from about 2 yards back in their own end zone, possibly 3. Breaking a tackle, running along the near sideline and down at the 30. Let's take a look at the New York Giants starting offense. Daniel Jones in his 6th year out of Duke. The heir apparent to Eli Manning, they assumed, but it has not been a good experiment for them since then. Behind him, he has Devin Singletary, who is in his own 6th year out of Florida Atlantic. Wan'Dale Robinson and Darius Slayton are the wide receivers alongside rookie Malik Nabers from LSU, who was the 4th overall pick in the draft this year. Daniel Bellinger, the tight end for New York. He's lining up on the offensive line alongside John Michael Schmitz, John Runyon Jr., Greg Van Rote, Andrew Thomas, and Jermaine Illuminor. Brian Dable in his 3rd year as head coach of the Giants, and in his 3rd year as offense coordinator, it's Mike Kafka. 1st and 10 for the Giants on their own 30. Jones in shotgun formation. Gonna throw this to the rookie Nabers, who's running along the far sideline, cutting back towards the inside. Can he? Could he? Will he? First play from scrimmage, and he's almost in. Taken down at about the 2, they'll say. So 1st and goal for New York on the 2. Throw over the middle for Wan'Dale Robinson is an easy touchdown for the Giants. And how about that way to start this game for New York? They're going to take the lead to begin. Did not even waste that much time scoring. They do not like the Cowboys. The Cowboys do not like them. Interestingly, when these two teams played last on Thanksgiving, it was in 2022, which was the year the Giants made the playoffs in the 1st year for Brian Dabble. And Turpin going to get not too far. Let's take a look at the Dallas Cowboys starting offense. Dak Prescott in his 9th year at Mississippi State. And like with Daniel Jones, he has another player who's in a certain year outside of his college, that being Ezekiel Elliott, who returned to the Dallas Cowboys in the offseason this year. He is in his 9th year out of Ohio State. Meanwhile, on the wide receiver front, you've got Jalen Tolbert, CeeDee Lamb, and Brandon Cooks. At tight end is Jake Ferguson. And the Dallas Cowboys actually have 2 rookie linemen, rookie Cooper Beebe and left tackle Tyler Guyton. But lining up alongside them, you have Tyler Smith, Zach Martin, and Terrence Steele. Head coach of the Cowboys is Mike McCarthy in his 5th year with Dallas, and Brian Schottenheimer is the 2nd year offensive coordinator. First and 10 for the Cowboys on their own 19-yard line. Prescott dropping back. Defensive line tries breaking through, but he gets it off in time, but it's intercepted by Andrew Phillips, the rookie linebacker. And New York getting off on the right foot as a throw for Malik Nabers. This time it's a touchdown for New York. And how about this Giants team? They are all business today. Nothing personal to Dallas, except it might be, because this is a rivalry game. The Giants hoping to play spoilers to the Dallas Cowboys season today. And Turpin going to take this one from about the 4-yard line. And he's down about the 16. Let's take a look at that defense by the Giants that just helped them score big. Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, and Rakeem Nunez-Roches, the defensive linemen. the linebacker positions, you have the rookie Andrew Phillips, who I mentioned. He's the right inside linebacker. But you also have Micah McFadden, Bobby Okereke, and Kayvon Thibodeau. For cornerbacks, you have Deontay Banks and Adoree Jackson. And for the safeties, you have Tyler Nubbin, the rookie out of Minnesota, and Jason Pinnock. The defensive coordinator for the Giants is Shane Bowen, and Michael Gobriel is the special teams coordinator. Both of them in their first year here in New York. First and 10 for the Cowboys. Prescott dropping back. Going to try and throw this to the right for CeeDee Lamb. He's got it. And this time, gets back up, had to dive for it. But taken down at about the 45. Still, good first down play for Dallas. Prescott dropping back. Looking for an open man. Going to try and find Lamb deep, and it's leapt up and almost intercepted. But it goes incomplete. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Cowboys. On their own 46. Play action by Prescott. Looking for an open man. Throwing over the middle for Elliott, but can't quite connect with him. 3rd and 10. Prescott running out of time. Has to throw it away, or else he would take a big sack. So 4th and 10. And this is Brian Anger, who will be punting. And Gunnar Olszewski going to take this. Well, he's not going to take this at all. He's going to be in the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10 for the Giants on their own 25. Jones going to run with it himself. Running into a lineman, and Micah Parsons going to get credited with the sack there. And let's take a look at that starting defense for Dallas. DeMarcus Lawrence, the defensive lineman for Dallas, alongside Mozzie Smith and Osa Odigizua. Micah Parsons, who we just saw get the sack, is a linebacker alongside Jordan Lewis, Damone Clark, and Eric Kendricks. Kalen Edwards, the rookie cornerback out of Wake Forest, he is on one side. On the other side, Trayvon Diggs. And for the safeties, you've got Malik Hooker and Donovan Wilson. Mike Zimmer, the first-year defensive coordinator for the Cowboys. And meanwhile, the special teams coordinator is John Fassel. 2nd and 13 for the Giants. Jones going to run alongside the far sideline and gets taken down at about the 28. So 3rd and 7. Play action by Jones. Going to throw this one for Bellinger out of bounds. Interesting that we do have a New York team here on Thanksgiving, as every year there's the Thanksgiving parade. You probably saw it earlier today. It starts at about 8:30 when they do the broadcast. And the actual parade, when they start showing it on TV, is around 9:30. So that's going to be a turnover. Alright, for Dallas, the handoff to toss for Ezekiel Elliott. My words are getting mixed up. I apologize. Only ran about 3 yards on that one. 2nd and 7. Prescott dropping back. Looking for an open man. Running out of time. Throw for CeeDee Lamb. He's got this one easily. First down, going into Giants territory. And taken down at the 40. Less than 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Man in motion for Dallas. Prescott trying to run forward. Dexter Lawrence the second getting the sack there. And a handoff by Prescott. No, play action. Throw for CeeDee Lamb. And Lamb avoids the tackle, and he is gone. Touchdown, Cowboys. And Dallas trying to get back into this one after a very bad start. They're doing pretty well. And that kick goes through from Brandon Aubrey. He's practically automatic on this one. Gunnar Olszewski going to take this from about the 6-yard line. Going to get up to the 21. 1st and 10 for New York. Jones dropping back. Defense breaking through. And he fumbles the ball in the strip sack. And it's picked up by Jordan Lewis. He nearly scooped that one up for a score. And it'll be a 1st and goal on the 2. Prescott hands off to Ezekiel Elliott for the punch-in. And just like that, we're tied at 14 apiece. And how about that? Well, it'll be tied at 14 once Brandon Aubrey's kick goes through, which it does! Tie game at 14. Garner Olszewski will be back to return this one. He'll take it from about a yard back in his own end zone. And he's going to get up to the 18-yard line. 1st and 10 on the 18. Jones in shotgun formation, looking for an open man. Going to throw to his left for Malik Neighbors. Neighbors dives for it, getting back up. He's running out of time, and he gets down to about the 32 of the Dallas Cowboys. And that was all the first quarter, ladies and gentlemen. We still got 3 more to go. How about this excitement? Hand off to Devin Singletary. And he's going to fumble the ball! And it's picked up by Mozzie Smith, who's taking it back into New York territory. Down at about the 46-yard line. 1st and 10, Cowboys. Play action by Dak. Throws over the middle for Ezekiel Elliott. He's got the first down. This is wild. Prescott handing it off to Elliott yet again. And he's down about the 27, it looks like. Prescott running out of time. Throw for Tolbert is incomplete. Although, more looked like he was trying to get it away. Tolbert was just in the area. So, 3rd and 4. Defense tries breaking through, but can't quite. But Dak had to throw it away yet again. So, they're going to go for the Brandon Aubrey field goal. This would be about a 45-yarder, it looks like. Kick on the way. It's up and through. Dallas takes the 3-point lead, 17-14. Gunnar Olszewski back to return. He will take this from about the 4-yard line. And he'll get it up to about the 17. This has been quite the sight to see, folks. Jones looking and throwing for Malik Neighbors, who's wide open here. Avoids a potential tackle. Still going until he's into Dallas territory, and he's down at the 41. 1st and 10, Giants. Jones going to hand this one off to Singletary. And he's running along the near sideline before he's down for the gain of 8. Not used to seeing Saquon Barkley not be back there for the Giants, as Singletary going to get a loss of yardage on this one. But, of course, Saquon signed with the Eagles in the offseason as this throw from Malik Neighbors. Who needs Saquon when you got him? And that's a touchdown for the Giants to take the lead. Quite the turn of events here. Things have been going back and forth in that first quarter, and now it's a potential 4-point lead. Gano's kick off the upright, but it's good. Graham Gano in his 16th year here in the league. He's played for 2 teams, if I remember correctly. One was Carolina, and the other one, well, New York Giants. This is Cavante Turpin. Gonna get to about the 18. If you do well kicking, you tend to last well in this league. No matter how old you get. Ezekiel Elliott gonna zig and zag between wanting to run along the far side and coming back towards the middle. And he's gonna get the first down easily. So he's down about the 36. 1st and 10, Cowboys. Gonna hand it off to Elliott yet again, but he's only gonna get 3 on this one. 2nd and 7. And off to Ezekiel Elliott, and he's got the first down easily. This one on the 48-yard line of the Cowboys. They're knocking on the door to Giants territory, and Ezekiel Elliott gets them into territory. Only gained about 4, though. Toss for Elliott, and Elliott gonna get the first down easily. He's down about the 37, it looks like. 1st and 10. Prescott, shotgun formation, trying to run forward. Gonna run with it himself! And he's got the first down easily as he gets into the red zone. And he's down at the 14. How about the legs on Dak? 1st and 10. Prescott tries to run forward. Dexter Lawrence there to take him down. Sending him back 7 yards. Out of the red zone they go. 2nd and long. Prescott, plenty of time, throwing for Brandon Cooks in the end zone! Touchdown, Cowboys! And Dallas retaking the lead here. But how much of a back and forth will this be? We saw back earlier with the Bears-Lions game, it looked like a back and forth to start, and then it became all Chicago. Will that happen here? Olszewski back to return this one from the 4-yard line up to the 20 or so. So 1st and 10 there. Jones dropping back. Throwing from Malik Neighbors. He's got this one and he's into Dallas territory as he's going to get taken down at the 38. And the Giants going to call their first time out with less than 2 minutes to go. I didn't even recognize that. I was so engrossed in this game, I wasn't even paying attention to the clock. Throw for Daniel Bellinger. Dives for it, but he gets it at about the 17. 1st and 10 for the Giants. Men in motion. Play action by Jones. Gonna roll to his right, throw for Darius Slayton, but incomplete. Slayton's been a pretty big target for Jones this season. And Jones gonna hand this one off to Singletary, running along the near sideline. Gonna get taken down about the 8. And Giants gonna call their second timeout. 3rd and 1. Jones hands this off to Singletary. And he got the first down. 1st and goal at the 7. Men in motion as Jones going to play action. Rolling to his right. Throw is from Malik Neighbors. But it's intercepted by Dallas in the end zone for a touchback. And just like that, Dallas could score before halftime. But that would take some work. And Elliott not going to get far. Well, he's got the first down, but not far enough for them to score. So this would need to be a big play with 6 seconds left to go. Play action by Dak. Throw is for Brandon Cooks. Cooks wide open. Plenty of time, but the defense catching up to him. And he's going to get taken out at the 20. And that's going to do it for the first half here. Dallas with the 3-point lead, 24-21. But they do get the ball back to start the second half. It'll be interesting to see how this game plays out. Next week, we've got another doubleheader coming your way. First, a battle for potential NFC playoff positioning as Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers head to the City of Brotherly Love to take on Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles. Then, an AFC West showdown as Justin Herbert and the Los Angeles Chargers head to Kansas City to take on Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. That's all coming up for you next week, our Week 14 Games of the Week, here on SVGN, the Sports Video Game Network. And Kevontae Turpin going to be back to return this for Dallas. He'll be at about a yard deep in his own end zone, if that. Looks like more of a half yard. Going to get up to the 9. Gets to past the 20. And he's down at the 22. 1st and 10 for Dallas. Prescott dropping back. Looking for an open man. Throw is deflected. And incomplete. So a 2nd and 10 for Dallas. Prescott in shotgun formation. Running forward. But he's going to get strip sacked. And it's picked up by Dexter Lawrence. Wow, this is going to be interesting how this goes. And this one, a throw for Daniel Bellinger. Dives for it for the touchdown for the Giants. The G-Men are not going to go away easily. How about that? And the kick by Gano on the way is good. Interestingly enough, when these two teams met back in Week 4, this was not even close. It was a 52-10 blowout. Now, I guess the Giants saved a big performance for everybody to see here on SVGN for our game of the week. Prescott in shotgun formation. Looking and throwing for Ferguson, but can't quite connect with him. So it'll be 2nd and 10. And Prescott. And Elliott does not look like he gets too far on that one. 3rd and 12. Prescott tosses for Elliott yet again. He runs along the near side before he's taken down about the 24, it looks like. And they're going to punt on this 4th and 3. And that'll be Olszewski back to return Anger's punt. He'll be back at about the 12-yard line. And he's only going to get up to about the 17 or 18. Looks like the 18 for me, but I could be wrong. 1st and 10 for the Giants, and Jones going to get sacked by Damone Clark. How about that? Jones going to hand this one off. No, play action, roll to the right. He's going to try and throw this one for Darius Slayton. Slayton, look at this man go into Dallas territory. And he's going to get down at about the 24 and a half. So 1st and 10 for the Giants there at the 25. Jones dropping back. Looking for an open Malik Neighbors. But can't quite connect with him. There was a silver helmet in the area. That could have been picked off. That was a dangerous throw. Jones looking. Got plenty of time. Throws for Malik Neighbors. This time he connects with him in the end zone. Touchdown Giants. And just like that, it's a 2-score game. How about that from New York? Graham Gano's kick on the way, and it's good. 35-24. Devontae Turpin back to return this one. He'll return it from about a yard or two deep in his own end zone. And he'll get this up to about the 17 or 18, looks like. 1st and 10, Cowboys. Prescott gonna try and get this one off in time. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. Dak dropping back. Looking. Waiting. Gonna get this one off in time. Throwing for CeeDee Lamb, who's deep into Giants territory. Can he? Could he? Will he? He's got one man to beat, and he will! Touchdown, Cowboys! And just like that, Dallas keeping this game alive and very interesting. Brandon Aubrey kick on the way. Nearly blocked, but it's through. 35-31 is our score here. And Gunnar Olszewski back to return. Gonna take this up to the 20 and more. He's at the 30. He's down about the 32, it looks like. First and 10. Jones looking and throwing this one for Malik Neighbors. He's got the first down easily. And he's into Dallas territory at about the 49. 1st and 10. Shotgun formation for Jones. Plenty of time. Defensive line not able to break through this offensive line. But unfortunately not able to connect. Incomplete. Jones going to take this one himself. Running along the far sideline. And he can move. He's got some legs. And he's down at about the 30. 1st and 10 with a minute to go. Or less than a minute to go in the 3rd quarter. Jones looking and throwing for Darius Slayton. And he's got this one easily down about the 11. 1st and 10 for Jones. Looking for an open man. Throws to the left for Neighbors. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. Shotgun formation for Jones. Gonna try and run with this himself. And he will succeed. And he's got the touchdown! New York! Look at this! You know, the other New York team, when they were being broadcast for the game of the week, they did pretty well. Looks like all these New York teams need is a camera in front of them and saying, hey, you're the team that everyone's going to be watching. And it's an 11-point lead for New York. Turpin going to take this one back to end the 3rd quarter. Takes it from the 1 and he's down at about the 16. Dallas needs a little bit of help. They need a bit of a miracle here. 1st and 10. Prescott going to throw for CeeDee Lamb. He's got this one, and he is still going. And he's going to be down about the 50. 1st and 10 for Dallas. Prescott dropping back. Going to throw this one, and it's intercepted! That looks to be Banks that picked it off. That's Deontay Banks. And 1st and 10, handoff to Singletary. And he's not going to get too far. Giants would like an insurance touchdown here. And Jones gonna get sacked by Mozzie Smith. How about that? Shotgun formation for Jones. Looking for somebody open, throwing for Bellinger, and it's intercepted! That is Malik Hooker, the safety, to intercept that one. So Dallas back in this still. Prescott gonna throw for his best weapon, CeeDee Lamb. He's got it! And he's got the first down. Driving further down the field. Prescott throws for Elliott. Or tosses for him anyway. 2nd and 10. And this one going to be Prescott dropping back and throwing for CeeDee Lamb. He's got the first down. He's trying to fight for getting free, but he's down at the 3. 1st and 3 for the Cowboys. Prescott looking in, trying to find someone. Throws for Brandon Cooks in the end zone! Touchdown, Cowboys! And just like that, we're back to a one-score game. This is going to be quite the fun little game, ain't it? We're in the 4th quarter, and it's a 4-point game. Dallas looking to try and get the onside kick here. And look, Jones getting the hands team there to recover. 1st and 10 from the Dallas 46. Jones play action roll to the right. Throws for Malik Neighbors, but it's incomplete. Threw it a little bit too far out of bounds. 2nd and 10. Offensive line protecting Jones as he throws for Malik Neighbors. Is he going to score with this one? He will! Touchdown, Giants! And just like that, New York has made Dallas's life a little bit worse today. Graham Gano's kick on the way. Doinks off the left upright, but it's good. I told you that the Giants were trying to play spoiler, and I meant it. And they might just be succeeding at that. They're succeeding right now. Dallas gonna need to score and then hope to get it back somehow. 1st and 10 for Dallas. Toss for Elliott. He's going to run along the far side. And only gains about 3. 2nd and 7 for the Cowboys. Less than 4 minutes to go. Prescott. Play action. Throw is for Cooks. Incomplete. Looked like there was a blue helmet in the area too. So that could have been very dangerous. Prescott hands it off to Elliott. And he's not going to get too far. So they're going to go for it on the 4th and 8. Prescott needs to convert this. Throw for Tolbert, and he can't connect with him. And the Giants might have just been given a big early gift. Christmas is the next big holiday, and they're definitely taking it with this one. A touchdown pass to Slayton. How about that? Now, it's not technically over. Dallas could come back with a miracle. But it's going to need to be a big miracle. Gano's kick on the way is good. 56-38. At the very least, this is a high-scoring game for both teams. As Cavante Turpin back to return this from the 4-yard line. We've seen some stranger runs on SVGN here, even during the games of the week. And it gets to about the 35. That's a good way to start. Prescott in shotgun formation. Looking for an open man. They're going to have to score quickly. Throws for Tolbert incomplete. 2nd and 10 for Dallas. A play action. Get this off in time. Tolbert has to leap up to grab it. He's got the first down. He's down at about the 46. And Dallas going to call their first timeout. They're down by 18, it looks like. Yes, it is 18. My math is correct. Prescott throws for Cooks. He dives for it. Got the first down, but he fumbles the ball. It's picked up by Jason Pinnock, and he's taking it the other way, breaking a tackle. But that might have just sealed the deal. The Giants gonna come away with a big upset win. A throw for Daniel Bellinger incomplete. Looking at the upcoming schedule for the Giants, as they try to keep their season alive, it looks like, at this direct snap to Devin Singletary. Not going to get too far. Like I said, looking at the upcoming schedule as Dallas calls their next timeout, Giants have 2 games at home. They got the Saints and the Ravens. They head to Atlanta before they take on the Colts. Hand off to Singletary. He's only going to get about 3 on this one. Dallas going to call their 3rd timeout. Giants going to try and kick a field goal to make it 59-38. Kick on the way. And it's going to doink off the right upright entirely. Just looking at Dallas's upcoming schedule. They've got Cincinnati next week. Then they're at Carolina. Then they take on the Buccaneers before they have Philadelphia in Week 17. And speaking of Philadelphia, you gotta imagine the Eagles sitting at home, digesting their Thanksgiving dinner, watching this game, and loving it as the Giants are gonna come away with the victory here. A toss for Ezekiel Elliott as the Cowboys playing for pride at this point. And that is going to be a 1st down. But how about New York? Who expected this? This is what they call a trap game. And the Giants sprung that trap easily. Throw for Ezekiel Elliott over the middle. But it does not matter. New York, the upset victory of the week. Possibly of the season. Win this one 56-38. They will improve to 3-8. Dallas dropping to 6-5. Like I said, for both of these teams next week, the Giants going to get the Saints. And meanwhile, Dallas has Cincinnati. Not a game they're going to be looking forward to, but they're going to have to keep their heads up and get their wits about them. So taking a look at the standings right now as a result of this game. With the Giants' victory, they go to 3-8, like I said. They're still in 3rd place, but now they're starting to catch up to Dallas. Dallas, meanwhile, in 2nd place now, assuredly. But they gotta hope that the Eagles can lose their game against the Ravens in Baltimore this week to try and get a chance at this one. Minnesota's definitely happy because Dallas losing does help them out a little bit and keeps their season alive. Same with Tampa Bay. Meanwhile, if we go to the actual NFC playoff picture as it is, Dallas losing right now, not a big deal. I mean, they're still outside looking in. But, you know, right now they're 6-5. And even if Seattle and Atlanta win, while that would be a 3-way tie for what would be the 7th seed if we were to have a 7th seed, despite that, Dallas would still maintain the tiebreaker amongst the 3 of them. And meanwhile, still got Carolina at 4-6, who next week has their game of the week here on SVGN. And that's going to do it for us here for SVGN. A reminder to tune in Monday for our Tecmo Rewind, and also to come back here next week for our 2 games of the week. The first one between the Carolina Panthers and the Philadelphia Eagles, and the second between the LA Chargers and the Kansas City Chiefs. For all of us here at SVGN, the Sports Video Game Network, I'm your host, Joe, saying Happy Thanksgiving, everybody!